I am exhausted. I am so tired. This morning I got up at 4:30. This was day one of getting up at 4:30. Actually, I got up at 4:20 with my Fitbit. My alarm was at 4:30, but my Fitbit was at 4:20. Put a second one at 4:25 just in case. And I got up and turned off my alarm before it even rang. The reason for this is so that I don't wake up my significant other, my wife, Martina. And it actually works really well. It vibrates on your wrist, so it wakes you up nicely. I think my sleep was quite shallow. I have to check it on the app because it also monitors your sleep. But it wakes you up okay, and at least you don't wake everybody up at 4 in the morning. That would be violent, it's brutal. In this video, I'm going to talk about morning routines because they are so important. Start your day right and you will have an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing month, an amazing year, an amazing life. So let's start the video right now. Tip number 1. Do not turn on your phone. Don't go on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, your email, YouTube, Netflix, whatever. Do not turn your internet on because you know how it is. You're just going to bruise a little bit through your feed, and they're very clever. The way they design those feed is that you stay there as long as possible, because as long as you stay, the more ads you see, the more revenue they get. So they're very, very smart at keeping you there, keeping you on the feed. And if you miss 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that's not all you lose. You get into reactive mode instead of active mode, and you're not getting up at 4:30 in the morning just to live a passive life. You want to take control of your life. You want to take control of your morning so that you take control of your day. So don't go on social media, don't go on YouTube, don't go on the internet first thing in the morning. That is tip number 1, and it is probably the most important tip. Actually, tip number 1 or number 0, for a good morning routine, you need to have a good evening routine. I will make a full video on an evening routine, but what you need to know is if you're going to get up early, you need to go to bed early. And it's not just going to bed early, but it's also like cutting down on the TV just before bed, screens before bed, because even if you do fall asleep, you won't be in a very deep sleep. Now, I am completely exhausted today because I'm not yet into the rhythm. So I was not able to go to sleep very early. And so getting up at 4:20, of course, I am dead tired. This is why I'm wearing my glasses, can't even wear my contact lenses. My head hurts, my neck hurts, I'm exhausted. I couldn't keep my eyes open at work this afternoon. The morning was okay, but coming to 2 p.m. I was dead tired. The only thing I could think of was my fluffy pillows and my bed, and I am destroyed. But this will pass because, again, it's all about getting into a rhythm. And this is why I need to get up every day at the same time. If I start getting up at 4:30 on Monday, but then at 8 on Tuesday, and then at 10 on Sunday, it's just going to mess up my rhythm, and it's not going to stabilize, and I will always be tired. I know it's possible to get up at 4:30 and have a great day throughout, but you need the energy to do so. And to get the energy, you need to be in a really strong and solid circadian rhythm. So that was tip number 0 and number 1. Evening routine plus don't turn on internet. Just get straight out of bed. The first thing I do next, I actually go and weigh myself because I'm trying to lose weight. So I weigh myself and I calculate my body fat and my BMI and my bone density and things like this. I have this special weighing device and this app, and it's actually really cool. I can talk about it in another video, but it's quite irrelevant to what we're doing here. Then I just wash up, brush my teeth, wash my face, and I go into my morning routine. And the first part of my morning routine is meditation. So I use this Headspace app. I can make a full review on the Headspace app in the next video on this channel. It's a really cool little app with this guy that guides you on meditation. So you're not just sitting in the silence not knowing what to do. He actually really guides you, and he has a calming and soothing voice, and it's pretty cool. You have different packages. The one I'm doing now is called Patient, so that I learn patient or more how to handle my impatience. But you have a lot of different packs, such as focus. There's a lot of different packs. You can check it out. There's also a free 10 sessions, and afterwards you have to pay. I pay because I think it's a really cool little app. There's a lot of other apps. I will review a few of them on this channel because meditation is really important. If you can, another thing you can do is just sit on a pillow or in a chair somewhere and be silent and just breathe in and out for a few minutes. So I do this for 10 minutes and then I go on to step number 2. Step number 2 is like getting my body a little bit moving. So I bounce a little bit on the trampoline. I don't actually jump up and down, but I just like bounce so that it doesn't hit the floor in case my neighbors can hear it. I'm new in this building and I don't want to make enemies. And then I stretch a little bit just to get my body going, to get the blood flow going, and doing a few breathing exercises just really help to, first your mind, then your body. The third thing that I do, I journal. So I like to journal on paper mostly, but right now I'm using an app called the 5-Minute Journal. It's a really cool little app, and I will make a full review on this channel also. And the reason I use this now is that I want to get things done as fast as possible. I want to get my checklist done. I want to start my day with tasks accomplished. My morning routine, mission accomplished. I didn't leave anything out because I ran out of time. So I prefer to do things very fast, and maybe at some point I can switch the routine so that I have more time to do each element. Maybe 20 minutes of meditation instead of 10, maybe 20 minutes of reading or of journaling instead of 5, etc, etc. But right now the point is to do everything. And on this app you can journal about a few things that you're grateful for and set your intent for the day. So what do you want to do to make this day great? And to write it down really helps. Journaling in general for me is a really cool tool because I have a lot of things going on in my mind, I have a lot of thoughts, I have a lot of ideas, and putting them on paper helps me to canalize this energy and to put it on paper so that it's not in my mind during the whole day. So journaling is something that's really strong. In the app there's also a part about positive affirmations, so you would write some positive affirmations. And at first I was quite reluctant and skeptic and shy and embarrassed about writing positive affirmations, but it's a really powerful tool. Sportsmen use it, musicians use it, peak performers use it. I actually have a quote on my phone on positive affirmation by Muhammad Ali, the boxer. He says, "It's the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. Once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen." And you've probably seen some of his legendary talks, and those are positive affirmations by definition. When he says, "I'm the greatest, I'm the champion of the world," these are his positive affirmations, and he would repeat it, and he believed it, he had faith. And when he would jump on the ring, he knew he was going to win because he knew he was the greatest in the world. He was the champion. So positive affirmation is something that is very powerful that we can do on any level, whatever we do in life, whether we're musicians or whether we're sportsmen or businessmen or whatever you do, positive affirmation is a very powerful tool, and I really recommend you using it. I might do a full video on positive affirmations because, again, it's something that is really useful, and it's something that a lot of people don't do because they think it's this esoteric metaphysical thing, which is not. It's just setting your brain right, and doing this at the beginning of the day so early really sets you up for the day. So that's a really cool tool that I recommend. Next, after journaling, I go and I read 5 or 10 minutes something inspiring, some inspiring book or some inspiring blog or even some quotes, something that will really boost me to have the best day possible. Now, I've never really had a teacher or an educator that really took me by the hand and taught me stuff. I've never had a mentor, but I've had hundreds of virtual mentors, and those virtual mentors all the authors from my favorite books. So as you can see behind me, I have like maybe 50 books on personal development, on business also. I read a lot of Kindles, and these people are actually my mentors. They are my virtual mentors. I've never met them in person, but I've spent so much time with them reading their books. They've done years and years of research. They've been doing years of searching, of researching, of writing, of putting things down, of modifying things that their thoughts, their thought process. They put everything in a book that you can buy for like $10, 10 euros. And in a week or in a couple hours sometimes you can get like so much information, so much wisdom. And authors are teachers. For me, authors are teachers. I also have my virtual mentors on podcasts. I've mentioned Tim Ferriss when I talked about morning routines. I really think of him as one of my virtual mentors because I've listened to 300 of his podcast episodes and he's taught me a lot. He's one of my digital, or however you want to call it, virtual mentors. So reading something really inspiring. I would avoid business books or very specific books, but something that maybe some psychology book or some self-help book, something that will inspire you to be what you want to be and to bring your life to a new level. So that's it for the first part of my morning routine that I then cut before I go to the last part, which is exercising, because I am still at home by that time and I like to work. So I work on my business. Right now, as I told you yesterday, I'm studying this book called The Design of Everyday Things. And not only do I read it, I take a lot of notes, and I want to make a video about it also, because if you're building a product, whether it's a software or whether it's something graphic or anything that is artificial, is designed by definition. So this book is really inspiring, and I think that everybody has a lot to learn on it. He talks about good design, bad design, user experience, human-centered design, and he really brings the gap between technology and psychology, how we use our technology, and how designers think so that you are the one using the technology and not the technology using you. Something that is very, easy to understand, that you don't have to think about so much. You just see it and you know the functionality that it has, and you just use it for what it is. It's a really great book, and this is what I'm studying right now. So then, 6:30, I get out of the house, I drive my bike through the forest right up to the city center, and I go to the gym from 6:30 to 7:15, and 7:30 I was at work. I'm gonna try to cut this video short because I have a lot of work to do still, and I am absolutely exhausted. But I hope this video was useful to you. This was my video on morning routines. I will do more on routines because I love routines, not just morning routines, but as I said, evening routines too, and how to build the most efficient day possible. And this is really part of the journey that I'm undergoing now, and I want to share it with you because, when you do something that's worth living, it's worth recording, and I think it's worth sharing too. So have a really cool day, and I will see you in the next video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Please share it with friends and family and people that might be interested. Everything that I talk about, I link in the description below. So I'll link the Fitbit, I will link the books that I talk about, Miracle Morning, a few books by Tim Ferriss, a few of my favorite other books and whatnot. And don't hesitate to say hi in the comments or on social media, on Twitter. And yeah, see you next time.